Zlurpcast!
Zlurpcast TV on the air. Dare I say, top of the muffin to you. Insert the sound effect, Biran. Lemon poppy seed. Is lemon poppy seed, is that going to make me fail a drug test?
Yes. If they're testing for lemon poppy seed.
Oh, that's the only thing radio tests for.
Mike would know for sure. Is that an urban legend or is it someone who just ate a giant bag of poppy seeds?
I honestly don't know. I would assume you'd have to eat a shit ton of poppy seeds to actually have it show up.
Like if there was, it would be like if there was something in Diet Coke that made you test positive, you'd be the only one I know that would be in trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
Mike is actually, I think, 37% aspartame, like himself. The good half, over a third, the good parts. His penis, his left buttock, all the good parts.
Yeah.
So today we're talking about Super Fantasy Brawl, right? It is super. Now, before we get, we've all played it. It's a rarefied air, if you will.
We all have at least 100 games under our belts.
Let's go around the table. Is it super?
Yes.
Thumbs up, thumbs down.
I wish super would be bigger on the box. It looks like it's like they're trying to hide it.
Yeah.
Next episode,
Like they're not confident in their super label.
We'll get into logos and fonts in the next episode. Is it fantasy?
Yes.
Mike, we're doing thumbs up today. Is it a brawl? You know what? Not when I whipped Xtreme's ass, it wasn't. Wait.
I got the only kills.
Yeah, you did.
Or knockout, if we're calling them.
You play Super Fantasy Brawl like you play Blood Bowl.
This game, we've been jokingly, if you will, talking about Judgment and Lights, but I don't think Judgment is widely enough known to even use that term, right? I mean, isn't that a weird kind of like it's almost like extra hipster by saying something even less well known?
Right. It probably Super Fantasy Brawl is probably more well known than Judgment.
I know,
but in our audience, maybe not.
Was this Judgment Light? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I prefer
if our
Judgment.
audience includes us four and Spencer.
Yep.
I checked the stats. That's it, pretty much.
Yeah.
Us four, Spencer, Tony, and Ryan.
Tony doesn't watch.
No, Tony listens.
I think he's
got better things to do.
He listens. He doesn't watch.
They didn't see our thumbs at all.
No.
I prefer to call it zero sugar Judgment. The term lighter diet has fat shaming connotations.
I mean, I wouldn't call it that because that's implying Judgment is sweet. I don't think it's sweet. I think it's bitter.
Yeah.
I think this
and a
game
little sour.
I think this game is a nice mix of games that we've all played, where it's kind of like Judgment, kind of like Blitz Bowl, kind of it like has pieces of all the different elements of games.
Yeah, I'd actually say it's closer to Blitz Bowl than Judgment.
The card mechanic. All right, let's break it down.
Shifting goals mechanic of the cards.
Who's played the most games of this, Mike?
Yep.
Played.
Yep, you win.
Yeah.
If it's more than one, you've won.
Yes.
I
played 3 recently and a few.
You did demos.
Gen Con in like 2019. Something
I heard
like that.
he's like, I played. I'm like, if I know where you're going, you win.
Yeah.
Because there's more than woo. You know what I mean? Or z. Mike, give me a rundown of how this game overview, not like nuts and bolts, just overview of this game.
All right. Well, I first discovered it, and I think it was Gen Con 2019. I was wandering around the game hall, and I saw these nice 54 mil-ish miniatures, and I was playing Judgment at the time a lot. And I enjoyed Judgment, but one of the things I always thought was it was really fiddly. And we've had this discussion before, but I was like, I wish Judgment was on hexes. And I saw this game, and it had the 54 mil models, and it was on Hexus. So I sat down for a demo. I ran the demo. Of course, I won because you're supposed to let the.
That's how they get you.
That's how they
we
get
don't
you.
we don't do that in Blood Bowl, but I've heard people do that in
Yeah.
games.
Yeah, if you want to sell the game. So yeah. So I actually I played a couple of demos. I played the first demo that I was like, okay, give me the real. And so the guy actually, tried a little harder, and it was a lot closer, and he won, but it was still good. So I went back to my hotel room at night, and the Kickstarter was already done, but the guy said, oh, there's a late backer type thing. So I backed it. I went, I don't say all in, but I went pretty heavily in.
You went balls deep, but you didn't shove the balls in as well.
I did not shove the balls in, yes. And then I kind of forgot about it for 2 years. I'm sure COVID had something to do with that. Then all of a sudden, one day, this giant box came, and I ended up
You're like, what's this?
Yeah, I was like, what the hell?
Mike's like, it was 2019 budget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Use it or lose it, you guys.
So anyways, I got the box, and I was like, oh, this is nice. I kind of lost, and I figured, especially with COVID, I'm like, no one's ever going to play this. I'll just throw this in my Chaos Cup charity auction pile. And when Chaos Cup came around, I forgot all about it, so I didn't end up in the auction. And then Grognard Games ended up with a bunch of starter sets and expansions, and Ryan was like super into it. I was like, hey, I got that. So,
and Ryan, I believe, commanded you, you're not to give this away. I'm going to make you play it.
Wait,
exactly.
So at that point, Mike, you essentially took money from a charity?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
He took back his own donation.
Yes.
I like that Mike has forgotten about this game multiple times before playing it.
It's like when people use that expression, like, I've forgotten more about this than you'll ever learn. Like, that's Mike. So
I actually I remember back during lockdown, I actually looked in Kickstarter. I was trying to find, because I didn't remember what it was even called.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me about 30 minutes to figure out what the game was actually called, just using random Google shit. And then I was like, oh, okay. And then I never really found what my pledge was or anything like that. And then it just kind of came one day.
I keep forgetting the name of it because it sounds made up. All names are made up. All words are made up.
It sounds like a budget Nintendo Switch title.
Right.
Yeah.
It just doesn't, it sounds like, we got Super Smash Bros. From Wish.com or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
They took words from games and put them on Yahtzee dice and just rolled them, and that's what
You ever see that? It's like a magnet set. People can put words around.
Magnetic poetry, yeah.
But the one that I either I saw it for sale or I want to possibly go on Shark Tank with your guys' investment and all the words that make James Bond movie titles and just kind of move them around.
Mm-hmm.
So at your desk, it always is like kill, die for, or something.
Kill, die for day.
Kill, die for time. And so Mike, real quick, you kept 54 millimeter. The model's that big, or was I just not paying attention? It seems small.
The models are that big.
Really?
They're chunkier, and they're little.
They're kind of just straight up. They're like
cheesy,
a cylinder. They don't go crazy.
They didn't seem at all. They seem to me like that weird scale we always talk about, like Marvel or.
No, they're bigger than that.
Okay, maybe I just wasn't paying attention.
Yeah,
they're like a mini diorama because they're on like a dynamic base of some sort.
Well, it could be that, or maybe I saw like some of the bigger beasts, like a werewolf or whatever, and I thought they were big, as in were the bigger ones of the scale. But I guess it really is, close to that. Like,
even the little forest girl I had, she's small, but she's standing on like a giant column or something.
Okay. Makes sense.
But it also prevents them from being bendy at all because they're just big, thick chunks of plastic.
They're not spindly. They're solid pieces.
They're chunks.
CHICC.
Yeah, the chonky.
Yeah, very chonky. So
they fit really well on the board too. So they don't look.
They seem to not take up any more space than the hex they occupy.
Exactly. which I appreciate.
Yep.
So
They're
Mike,
more like
you pick your
statues and
team.
figures.
You take your team, I take mine, and then we have cards that tell us who can activate, right?
Right. So how the game works is there's 3 statues in the middle. There's 3 we'll call them statues. There's 3 different factions. There's creation, destruction, and manipulation. They're color coded. Creation is yellow, destruction is red, manipulation is blue. And your heroes, your champions, have a set of 6 cards that gives them actions. And the actions are based on one of those 3 different magical bases. Okay, creation, destruction, or manipulation. You have magic. They're called magical cores. They're basically magic points, and you have 1 of each. So you can activate 1 red ability, 1 blue ability, and 1 yellow ability per turn. Okay. The cards represent attacks. They represent what's called skills, which enables you to do things without potentially doing damage to other models. Or there's this thing called reactions, which if you are attacked and you still have that magical core available, you
will always have a magical core available when you're attacked. Because you can flip them all by then.
Yes.
Right, but
you might have already spent it, so theoretically you could have more than 1.
Right.
But yeah, that brings up a good point. So you can react to it, but if you use that core in your reaction, you can't use that later on when it's your turn.
So how badly do you want to use that reaction? Because it might be the case of, well, I don't have any, because the cards you get cards at the end of your activation, right?
Yep.
So
if you don't have any good cards for that other than the reaction, you might as well use it.
Well, you can look at your cards and be like, wow, these all suck. I do want to use this on reactions,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Do you build your deck or are those pre-made?
Pre-made.
Okay. So there's no like, how many reactions can I load up in this?
No.
Your deck is built based on the characters you choose. So that's picking your characters is sort of also building your deck.
Yes.
Would you say there is a little bit of that list building, net, whatever you want to call it, net list, because you want to make sure
it's the primary. I say that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's a huge, not for us because we just picked 3 guys we like the look of.
Right, or you haven't used before or,
right.
or whatever. But the reality is, you might want to look at what cards that character has. Maybe you want them to complement each other. Maybe you don't. Maybe you just want a nice mix of everything. Like when we played, I had all yellow reactions. And so I was thinking, oh, if I would have diversified a bit, I could have had better reactions and used more of that, which of course would have caused me to not have all the offensive actions. But I could see that being a part of it.
And also some characters are more offensive. They've got a lot more attacks. Others don't do actual damage, but have a lot of movement, like pulls and pushes, move the target 1 hex back.
Which is incredibly powerful. Forward.
And that's, a lot of the game isn't about killing the other model. It's about gaining control of those 3 statues, and the ability to move characters on and off to hexes is key in getting those. And
one of the mechanics I really like is if you have shit cards, there's always generic actions you can do with your mana.
Yes.
Yeah, that's something that it does suck in games when you feel like I can't do anything.
I got a bad draw. I'm fucked. Yeah.
Right. It's kind of like a game where they say, all right, no matter what, you could always draw a card. Or there's like a thing you can do, like a no matter what, to not make you feel hopeless for a turn. And I
appreciate too, the generic actions are actually actions you want to do. It's
not
like
movement 2 is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me a little bit when I was playing Underworlds more often, and yet they had shit ton of cards that just keep coming out. And I was like, I just want the one that's +1 wounds and +1 move, and I'm good. And it's like the generic ones, which are the most boring. It kind of reminds me in a way of, I got all these kick-ass cards, but man, I just want to move two hexes. Like, that's all I want to do. I'm going to dump these fucking cards. So they're not throwaway actions. That's your point, Xtreme. This one, Mike, you brought up a point about it's not always about killing. Kind of reminds me of Blitzball. It's not always about scoring a touchdown. You might want to, you might not want to. You might just want to, I don't know, play to win the game. And this game has cards or objective cards that you flip over and slide down, much like Blitzball. You play to win the game. Would you say in the, I don't want to say less experienced gamer, but our group, we'll call them dummies. We forget sometimes that you need to play to win the game. Does that happen?
We play kill until turn 4, right?
Exactly. All missions.
In this one too?
No, this one you can't, because you'll lose very quickly.
Yeah, I think if you're trying to kill the others, like strictly kill the other side, you're going to lose on objectives.
Yeah.
Although when I played Mike, all my objectives were almost all from kills.
Yeah.
Xtreme was focused on killing my guys, and I was just trying to fucking hide behind statues. Like, that was it. Like, am I far enough away? I'm just gonna stay put. So,
and one of the things that I thought was neat with some of the objectives were like you have to control a certain statue, which means you have more models surrounding the statue than your opponent does. But other objectives were like get 3 characters next to a statue. It doesn't matter if they're yours or the opponent's. So,
and it's important to know you score them at the beginning of your turn.
Yes, that
so
was
you have to
thing
get
I
your
really enjoyed
objective
about the game
and
was,
hope you hold it for
yes,
the opponent's turn.
did it feel like going second? I know someone's watching this who's played and be like, actually, but in my one game experience, it felt like going second is better. Is that just, I mean, it's a weird blanket statement.
Well, they cover that in the beginning by you don't score any objectives that first round.
yes.
So everyone in theory is going second. Everyone's going second after someone else. So you're always going second. You're always got a chance to deny them the victory point.
But almost always, if you go first, you will not be in a position that if no one moves you or kills you or anything like that, to actually gain an objective, unless your movement's super high.
And you have a card that's like, oh, this is right next to me. I could easily do this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Xtreme, when we played, we kind of went with, we just picked characters that looked cool, right?
Yeah.
What did you think of this game, Xtreme, in our one game?
I liked it. I thought it was very easy. It's one of those games that's really easy to get into, start playing, but you can see immediately the depth of the tactics and stuff that you're not grasping yet, but is out there to learn if you really want to put it into the game. But it was really neat. The objective cards too, like moving the score too, so they're worth 1.1 round, and the next round they're worth 2. So you have to kind of decide, can I hold off a round and try to score that at that time or not?
Did they slide after each person's turn or full round?
Full round.
Full round.
Okay, so Xtreme, to your point, it's like, okay, I could do this now, but I might be able to hold on for 1 round where it's worth 2.
Yeah.
Or do you just say, fuck it, I got to grab the points because who knows what's going to happen?
I
would always say, fuck it, grab the points, because trying to play that game, I'm going to wait.
Yeah.
My brain's not complex enough to do
Grab
that.
the points too.
And I found myself too a lot of times where, in being my first game, being an experience, like I was ready to score, but you scored at the beginning of your turn. Like, well, I had everything at the end of my turn, but it's not going to be there by the time it comes back around, or that card's going to slide off.
Mhm.
So I don't know. There's a lot to learn, but I thought it was a pretty fun game.
I think it's one of those high ceiling, easy to learn, hard to master.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
My only I enjoyed it, and the only con I could see would just be how many characters are there?
Oh God.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to say, oh God's enough.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely not a game I'd play at like a convention and a
Oh,
competitive.
yeah, someone who has everything would just crush you.
My only con, not even someone who has everything, someone who knows everything.
Right. Who knows all the cards in the combos? Yeah.
I don't like playing games where I feel the other person like knows, and this sounds really stupid, and I don't even care because I don't play shit anymore anyway. I'm just saying, in general, I'm playing a game. I'm a novice. I played maybe 5 times, but I'm having fun. And this person's like we're not playing a co-op, but yet you're telling me what I can do on my turn because you're so bored that I'm taking an extra 12 seconds to think because you know every character and every card. And then you know what I've had already, what I've played already. And it's like, this doesn't seem fun when I feel like I'm playing play pure style. You know everything and I don't know shit. That's probably my only downside to this would be the amount of memorization that a good player has playing this game.
Thankfully, we don't know anyone that's good. Probably aside from Tony, but I don't think Tony will get into the game enough to get that.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I've had a couple games in the past where I was really into and having fun with, and then I went to Gen Con and played an event there and never played the game. And I think this has the danger of being that type of game where I have to selectively choose who I'm playing this game with. Like, if I want to play with you guys, it's going to be fun. If I play it at a convention, it's not going to be fun for me.
That's every game for me.
No, I think it's a con on many games, not every game. The idea of this can be ruined by a bad opponent. Technically, any game could be ruined.
Yeah.
Technically, but you know, we've been going to Biran, you've been going to Blood Bowl tournaments now. Like it's not really dependent so much on the player. It's its own thing. This game can get ruined, like especially if you just get into it, you're excited. I just got 3 guys. I'm going to get my 4th, then I get my 5th. I'm learning them all. Meanwhile, somebody knows them all, has everything memorized.
And then
You make your first move and they go, "Do you want to concede?"
So really,
that's a con against the game for us, but for a lot of people, that's a pro. Like having that depth where they can get in and learn all that stuff. And I get that because I'm kind of that way with Blood Bowl. Like I want to know everything about the game and all the different tactics and stuff. But I just don't have that room in my life for more than one game to get that deep into.
I think there's a difference. And you using Blood Bowl as an example, to me, we can take some of the best Blood Bowl coaches in the country, like Brian Two, for example, not Biran. And he's still going to be a joy to play with, even though I know he's going to just destroy me. So he can know every team and every tactic and every stat. It doesn't matter.
But part of that is that you have a depth of knowledge too, where if you went into this game, you would have a much shallower bit of knowledge against someone that went really deep.
I have what they call just, you know, if someone's been at a job for a long time, but they're not good at anything, they've just been there. That's me with Blood Bowl. I've just
you know enough to be dangerous.
I don't even know enough to be. I've just been around. That's it. I don't know anything. I've just been around. Fake it till you make it. Whatever. I've just been around.
You're the guy that retires in the same job that that you started with.
Yeah, exactly. Just keep giving me that fucking 2% a year or whatever.
Yeah. 10 years. That's 20%, baby.
Is that how that works?
Yeah.
I think this one is somebody could appreciate that. To your point, Xtreme. I don't ever see that at all. I don't think I'd want to learn that. I'd be more focused on, I just want to have a fun time and have fun opponents.
I think it's all about managing expectations too. This actually reminds me a little bit of Kings of War, because remember when we first started playing it, I'm like, oh, this game is great. Finally, I feel like I'm good at this game. And then people who are good at games started playing it. And I'm like, I'm never going to win another game again.
It was weird. It was like Ronnie realized like, oh, I'm going to turn a profit this year on this game because of all these fantasy players.
Yep.
And then we realized, oh, like, shit, like we were on easy.
Yeah.
Like,
we set the AI to easy mode. And that,
like, the old Atari 2600, you got that first switch, like, all right, that's the problem. I don't know. There's other games that we all enjoy that have those kind of things too. So I don't want to dwell on that. It's actually a really fun game. That's just the only con I can think of is I don't like when I feel my opponent is going to become impatient if I'm thinking for an extra second because he knows everything already. It's like,
that's why whenever I'm playing Xtreme and Blood Bowl, the 2 times I did it, I kept on saying, so you're saying there's a chance. So you're saying that I just have to make 5+ dodge rolls.
And he's like, there's a chance, but Leap was way better, so don't take this chance.
Well,
Like, anyway, it's a 5. Yeah, but it used to be like a 3. So yeah.
Usually it's, well, you can make 5 dodges in a 1-die block. I don't think it's a good idea. And then he pulls it off. I'm like, maybe it was. I don't know.
It wasn't this time.
This is when you map out, all I got to do is boom, 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 and then they fuck up on the first one. It's the best.
Well, the whole thing's like, do the less risky thing first. And I'm like, yeah, but what if the less risky thing fails and then I don't get to do my stupid thing? So I'm going to do my stupid thing first.
Do all the stupid things. All of it's stupid things. Really.
So from a design standpoint, I think this game is just very brilliantly designed. My only beef The only negative I have is the card art of looking to see, okay, who's this card of? Because sometimes it's obvious from the artwork, oh, it's for this guy. But when you have the rat ogre guy and the werewolf guy, they kind of look the same.
The card art or the icon?
But well, the icon's tiny.
Yeah, the icon was really tiny.
My beef is the icon. I think they're not only are they very tiny, but it's almost like Warcry in that I just don't even.
Yes, the
there's
symbols
no
for
rhyme or
Warcry.
reason to what we used here. Like
Just
like
put their name on it.
Yeah, here's like an infinity symbol. Like who the fuck would have that? Why
Here's
would
an
you?
infinity symbol that's slightly shorter.
Right, and a skull on the top. So
There's only 3 skulls here, whereas in the other one there's 4.
Yeah, I didn't think there was a need for that. You already have the colors, so you can't use colors. So they went with the symbols, but name would have been fine, I guess. Just that way it also helps you identify the characters, try to learn the characters, get more attached to them, as opposed to who's the alien looking head again?
But then again, the more you play it, it becomes second nature too. Because
yeah.
And also Pro Anacon, I like the Blizzard art style, World of Warcraft, those kind of art styles. If you don't like that kind of overly characterized art, that might be a turnoff.
I think the icons would have been a lot more helpful if they were just a little bit bigger.
Yeah,
like them being so small.
Like oversized for.
Yeah,
bigger would have been better. And the point about the art, if we're comparing this to Judgment, I like the aesthetics of Judgment way better.
It's more of a class. Yeah, Judgments were, although that sci-fi elf is a little rough to me.
No, I like that they just fucking mixed it all together. I didn't give a shit. I know it seems weird.
Judgment has the best minotaurs, I think, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're good. Kogal or whatever with the he had like a buzzsaw and a gun, right?
And he was World War II. Yeah.
Exactly.
Judgment was the art was unique, whereas this seems more derivative.
Yeah, this seems like even though Judgment builds itself as a video game on the tabletop, this one looks like a video game on the tabletop.
Yes.
Whereas Judgment's just like, oh, by that I meant you respawn. Oh, is that all you meant? Well, then that's fine. It's not a video game. Just that if that's the only thing that makes it a video game, then fuck it, who cares? So I do think it's fun. The art is okay. I think if I ever were to get into this game, I'm probably picking like 3 or 4 and be like, that's it.
With them.
Because I don't like the rest of the look. I don't like the look of the rest of them.
I do like the look of almost all of them because I kind of like that Blizzard art.
Okay.
But it's above what Todd would call Kickstarter art.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's professional art.
Yeah.
You know what's weird? These miniatures have, and I know it's kind of probably an unpopular opinion, but these have sort of, to me, an aesthetic of, they're supposed to look a lot better painted, but sometimes they're so busy that when they're painted, don't like them anymore.
Unless they were really, really well painted.
It's right. It's weird because I like to see any miniature painted. Like, if it's great, I know a lot of games we talk about, especially board game style, we just play with them as is. But I always think, well, why not? Have them painted. They look better. These, to me, they actually seem like I think I like them better unpainted.
You know what I would like? At least have them colored plastic for the type they are.
Yeah, I completely disagree with you.
Okay.
When playing, I felt like I was losing a lot of the detail of the models from like a table side standpoint. So they were just kind of like blobs to me.
Gray
like,
blobs.
Oh, that's my blob, a Minotaur blob. That's my other guy. So I think just having them some different colors on them would have been nice to bring them out. Even like a basic painting level, I think.
Well, maybe I would like a basic level more. And because when I looked online after we first played, I saw I don't know who the fuck painted them, whatever. But I just saw a bunch and I'm like, these look way too just over the top colorful to me, too much going on. And it just annoyed me. It looked like a video game where I'm like, sensory overload, I can't handle all this going on. So maybe to your point, Xtreme, maybe I would actually like that if it was a basic paint job. But what I saw was just over the top. Let's use the entire fucking Vallejo set because I bought it.
I bought them. I'm going to use every color.
Yeah.
I bought them. I need to use them.
Right. That could be. You know what might look cool for this? When people do like almost like a Sin City style where it's the black and white.
That would look
that might
I love that style. It so rarely pulled off well, but when it is, it looks great.
I wouldn't mind seeing that kind of the less is more approach with these. I don't mean it, again, I don't mean to knock the people that are happy with their paint. Just what I saw was, it almost was painted in the way to match the art on the cards. And if I didn't like the art on the cards, I probably won't like the paint jobs that match it. But if someone, not me, if someone were to paint them for me and it was like, oh, these just look like fucking badass fantasy dudes that are fighting, I actually probably would like it a lot more.
Well, fortunately, I play with Mike a lot, so I expect him to all be fully painted soon.
No, you guys don't paint anymore. I think you gave up.
No, Mike does. He's not going to paint a board game stuff, but
Yeah.
So this is a board game, but it's not colored plastic. So Mike, paint or no paint?
Oh, definitely no paint.
Okay.
but I think it would have benefited colored plastic just to tell the type of
Well, 'cause I know.
character.
What about just color primer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This game doesn't have well-established types like Judgment did.
Yeah.
So I mean, we could kind of like the werewolf guy's got a lot of attacks.
Paint him red.
Yeah, some of the other ones have a lot of movement. So,
Or you could just do like colored primer just to. I'm red, so all my guys are red. You know.
Nice.
well, they also have the colored base. You click it in, so you can tell your pieces from another piece. So,
It's not bad. It's helpful.
Is there any bonus for like having a type of model on their statue that matches them?
no,
Anywhere? Maybe there
because
should be.
again, the models don't have a real type. So,
Wait, what do you mean extreme? Like the same race?
Because there were like the different color cards, right?
right.
And
Yeah,
they
but
kind of-
every character has different colors. They could do blue,
Yeah.
red, or yellow.
Oh,
Oh,
It's not cut and dry like we're thinking.
Yeah,
Are you
right.
saying-
Like this
one-
is a control guy. This is a fighty guy. This is a
or even like assigned to the 3 different statue types. Like there's no connection there.
But
Yeah.
most people don't have those statues. Only premium backers got them.
Well, you can buy them.
Yeah.
There's a box set, but like they do kind of get in the way though.
Yeah.
I kind of wish sometimes they weren't as big as they are because
They look so cool though.
yeah, they do look cool.
They look like what we wanted the effigies in Judgment to look like.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, as
Yeah.
opposed to like I'm using this coin that's got a dial on it. I'm like, that's boring as fuck.
Yeah.
You know?
But now in Judgment, they do have giant effigies. So
Oh.
they're actually 3 hexes big.
I would still use my Zlurpee statue.
There are 3
I
hexes.
believe I have that.
Yes.
That really is the best effigy right there. Because
The Adeptus Grognaticus is still at Grognar Games.
It is. I look for it every now and then. So yes.
is that the navigator guy?
Yeah. Still
Is that what that
technically owned by Ryan, but
Is
it's
that
at
the one?
Grognar.
It was like and it was like rusty or bronze.
Yeah,
And
it
the
Yeah.
base- the
he was
base was
using
a-
that whatchamacallit, Nylak oxide to make it look
Yeah,
like
the
Yeah.
base,
corroded copper.
and it was on a base that was a Tropicana.
Yes. The orange juice. Yes.
Yeah.
This was my effigy in Judgment. It is a Zlurpee that how this piece isn't broken yet after how many years and how many moves and how many turns. And this is cork. Good old fashioned American cork suckers right there.
It works. It looks cool.
Thanks.
Yeah.
But I'm
Got any STLs for that to share?
Ask Xtreme. He's the one who fucking cast it. I think you did it yourself, Xtreme, or someone did it for you?
I think someone did it for me. I think Mike
Oh.
built it for me.
I believe he did because you did one yourself and it didn't turn out good when you made your Naptown coins.
Yeah, I did a lot of casting myself, and none of them turned out well because I'm not patient enough for it.
Yeah, well, that one, he got away with it by different technology there. The Naptown coins Xtreme, your quality control, I think for every 10, one was a good one.
Yeah, but I made enough that people could pick through the bag and
Right,
find
no, that's great. Because then it's like, here's a fucking handful. And when someone's not paying attention, give them the shitty ones that like don't even lay flat. Make sure I get a good one. So the statues, those aren't in the box then? Is that what you guys are saying?
No, you got to buy them separate.
Yeah. So I got the super premium box set that has. So if you go to your just everyday store, they're going to have a box set. It's got a paper mat. Is it a paper? No, it's a cardboard mat. cardboard board. It has cardboard tokens and 6 models.
Okay.
The box set I got was a Kickstarter, late Kickstarter exclusive that's no longer for sale. It had 12 models and 3-dimensional tokens, as opposed to along with the cardboard tokens. Although I find the 3-dimensional tokens to be harder to harder to actually see what they are. So I kind of like the cardboard tokens, but it also had the big statues, which was nice.
Mike, you're coming out very arrogant right now, Mike. You keep talking about all these things that you have, and you're like, you can't get those. Like you keep.
No, well, because
bragging
Ryan
about all
when
this
he
shit
saw
you
that,
have.
he goes, "That's a damn good deal," and he tried to buy it, and then he looked on the website; it was sold out. So
No, what you get here, you get this. I have that. Don't even look for it though. Like, don't even.
I'm just saying the cardboard tokens that come in the basic set are better.
Okay, all right. That's what you should.
Now,
Someone in
I
your-
also have a neoprene mat, so
I know exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mike?
the super fan box is a good value. It's $80 from them.
yeah, it's $30 more, which is basically
So, Super Fan Box, SFB, Super Fantasy Brawl, SFB.
yeah.
That's it. That alone does it. So, Mike, you said if you go in your store, you're going to see. Let me stop you right there. Are you going to see this game, or is this like a hard to get kind of game?
Grognard's has it.
Yeah, it's not a real. That's
I
not a
know,
good.
but
That's not a proper test group, if you will.
I don't honestly know. I haven't actually looked for it at Games Plus. Most stores smaller than Games Plus, i.e., your typical game store probably won't have it, unless it's really board game focused.
And
Who
Todd
makes
did
this
say
again?
that,
Mythic Games.
yeah, Todd did say that he probably won't be able to get more of it because it was a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Are they American?
No,
No.
because
Okay.
it says you could buy the price is in dollars, but it says things like excludes VAT, so it's not coming from America.
Yes.
Oh, I thought that was like a VAT of something. That sounds.
No, the
fucking
neoprene
badass.
bundle, it's nice, comes with the board and also for player neoprene to put your cards on.
Yeah.
Do you guys honestly think this game's going to get a fair shake in this country?
No.
That sucks. I mean, it sucks because
Mike, why didn't you get the grandstands?
I think it's going to fall into one of those games where like there are groups that really love it and play it, and at conventions you'll find groups get together, but it's never going to be like a huge game. It's never going to be super popular.
I was just once you said that, Mike, I was thinking about if I've seen that for sale at stores and I haven't yet. How long has it been out for?
3 years.
Oh shit!
We don't count the couple years
Yeah.
times.
I did not see it at Critical Hit Games, and they have a lot more board games than most game stores do. So
They would have the version you got and also say not for sale though. Chance at Critical Hit, it's like, I'm like, let me get that Manny Faces vintage. He's like, are you kidding? You shouldn't even be looking at it right now.
Why is it in your store if it's not for
Why is it?
sale?
And why is it on the wall with the sole purpose to be looked at? It's not for sale. I just want free looks, dude. Free like Jimmy John's, free smells.
That's how I get people in. It's like the Volo Car Museum. You can't buy the Batmobile, but they do have other classic cars for sale.
They have little bait and switch. I've never heard of Game Store. I have not seen this for sale anywhere yet. Grognard has it, but will they have it? The answer is
Moving
probably
forward,
no.
yeah. I think I think it's all up on Mythic. If they, buckle down and go with a distributor like Alliance or something like that, then yeah.
yeah, I could do that. But
It's weird though, their own website, the only expansion they show is the Forces of Nature, but there's a lot more expansions than that.
yeah. And we should mention that the expansions, you get 3 heroes for $25, and that's pretty reasonable, all
So
things considered. So
get the box set and buy a couple of those, and you're good
Yeah.
for a while.
And then
yeah, you got 12 characters and you get enough to mix and match. And again, there's rules for drafting and whatever. So you put all the characters up and you draft
Do you typically use 3?
3.
Always.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if you gave us like the dumbed down version or something.
You could
No.
do 4-player.
Yeah. If you do 4-player, then each character has 2. So there's 4 on each side.
And for those that care, the neoprene mat, I believe it is the stitched edges.
Yes, it is.
So it is like the Maelstrom gaming mats that are really good.
Yeah.
And Death Path as well has that.
Yep.
Yes.
Throwing it out there.
My Guild Ball mats I use as my giant mouse pad do not, and they're already fraying at the edges.
Yeah, I have a fat mat over here. It's not. You know. I was going to say something else.
That beats up their game, man. That's unacceptable.
Yeah, they've been relying on what they've done for so long. Xtreme, does the thought that this might go a little out of print hipster add any sexiness in your eyes to it?
I mean,
Like Rivet Wars style?
no, because I think this is a game where you need to have at least a group to play with that are going to be into it. And if it goes out of print like that, it's going to be harder to find that group.
How badly would Alex beat us at this game?
Probably really bad.
Yeah,
This is definitely one of his games.
yeah. It look just from the one game, it seems like that'd be right up his alley. Unfortunately,
And you'd be so smug about it too.
actually, he'd be telling you, "No, I already know what's in your hand.
You should just
Don't-
concede now.
Yeah, don't do a reaction. It's not going to end well."
Oh, you just did that. Game over. Good game.
But I haven't even picked my characters yet.
Xtreme, have you thought about picking it up to play with him, or is this just all in jest?
No, I mean, I have enough stuff to play. Like, if I was looking for a new game, maybe, because I did have fun playing it, but realistically, probably not.
Do you think how impactful was the fact that we all just got together that night for the first time, and as your judgment, no pun intended, was that clouded by, yeah, it's a lot of fun, or were we just fun?
I don't know. That's a really good question. I think that convention would be like, oh, really blown it off. But playing with people I like was a little bit more fun. Like, oh, that's really fun. I'd play again.
I don't think I would have tried it unless it was with, you guys. It's not a game I would typically.
I don't think I would have tried it until I saw Mike roll out that neoprene mat, and I was like, oh yeah.
So, Biran, if Todd at Grognard, like, let's say you're in there solo one day, rare, I know, because you got to.
Sometimes I drop by just to shoot.
No, you got to have your fucking gang with you, like the bully that needs his backup. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
that's
what's he
right.
gonna do on his own? Nothing. He doesn't go on his own. That's the trick. You show up just bored as fuck one day. All your friends are doing their own thing, and you just, got to go to see Todd. He has one of his buddies, a regular that's not part of your group, and the Venn diagrams never connect there. Biran, you want to jump in this demo? What do you say?
No.
Okay, thought so.
Would you ever do a demo?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's the game you would say yes?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
The game is actually called No.
What if Todd was doing the demo? Yeah, because I like playing Todd too. But
Okay, Todd.
some guy I
and-
don't know. Hell no.
Todd and another guy. Todd and Loud Tony.
Oh,
Is that because
I don't get me wrong. I like Loud Tony in dribs and drabs.
Well, I like him too. I just meant because I know he does a lot of demos of his games, and it's.
Yeah.
I could see you being. That might be.
If Todd was running the demo between me and Loud Tony, yes.
Okay. Good. Okay. Would you play?
I
it
would not
because-
do a BattleTech demo in the same situation.
Did they do a group game of BattleTech
They
there?
did. They
they
did.
did on Friday.
They
Oh,
had
yeah.
to. Did they cram it somewhere in the corner because there was that infinity thing going on?
It looked like it was 8 people around one table.
That looks horrible.
Listen, I had no interest in the episode we did of BattleTech. I would consider a group game because I think it's kind of funny. Like the one, just have one and just fuck
Each
around.
person have one mech. Yeah. Yeah. That could
Right.
be-
It's like a mech zone, kind of just a fuck around kind of thing. I
Yeah.
actually probably would have, considered that.
It depends
And
how-
they can kind of tell you what to do, so you
Yeah.
wouldn't have to,
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as a convention type thing, yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
But I
exactly.
suspect they were doing like everyone had a full force.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's
Okay.
what it looked like to me, maybe.
If that's the case, then I'd be out. But if it was like a.
But yeah,
as
each
a
person
group-
gets one mech, go at it. Yeah, that'd be fun. I'd do that.
Yeah.
For this one, the similarities with Judgment, is that what drew you guys in? I know, Mike, you did the Kickstarter. Biran, what made you want to make a purchase here?
I didn't purchase anything.
Oh shit! You
Not
fucking
having to
dork.
make any purchase was nice.
You
Yeah,
fucking
this is all
dork.
me and
Yeah,
Ryan.
they had, what's the point? They already have everything.
Man, Biran.
At some
Fine,
point,
you-
I might pick up the mega box because I think it's a
Uh,
good game to have on hand.
Guys, I can't afford it. I bought too many hot toys.
Speaking of which, my Spider-Man, my Iron Man Mark V might be shipping soon.
Wow.
Woohoo!
$600?
No, that one's only $450.
Okay. Good deal, I guess.
Not a lot of accessories.
I have a toy shipping right now.
What
It's
is it?
my black and white Wolfman from NECA. So it's,
Oh yeah. Are you gonna get all of them?
all the black and whites,
Yeah.
I think.
The Bride of Frankenstein looked pretty cool.
So what's the future of this game in your friendly ass Grognard's group?
An in-betweener?
Yeah, I think we'll play it a couple more weeks until.
Yeah, because we're kind of
Wow.
between games right now. We just wrapped up Don't Look Back.
Yeah.
I
Who
think
won? Who won?
Everyone won.
Oh, fuck.
It was a co-op game.
I think
No,
the
I know.
game length and the style of this game too, if you wanted to do like 2 small games in a night, you could do like this game and then Blitz Bowl or
Yeah.
This would
Oh, yeah.
slide in good next to Blitzball, I think, because this game is Blitzball to me.
What about play this game and throw a ball in the mix?
Most of us aren't very sporty.
Just how
Like
about
give 'em a
just
ball?
straight up mix them together? Put both cards in one deck and throw a fucking ball in there.
And have one of those guys and have a Blitzball lineman. And
Yeah. Like
Isn't it-
statues are also end zones or something.
isn't the name of the game kind of weird? Because it like to me, and I think Johnny said this too, it felt like, oh, so this is a sports game based on the name. But if you look at the name, there's nothing in the name that actually suggests it's a sports game. We just assumed that.
but it looks like a sports league logo.
I think the word brawl is misleading because even though brawl is fight, brawl seems like sport fight, not real fight, right? Like sport
I mean,
fight.
I think we've been conditioned to that because of the circles we travel in, but really, I mean, it's more fight than sports.
Super Fantasy Brawl to me, right off the bat, what, like word association? Blood Bowl hockey.
Wasn't there a Smash
Blood Bowl
Brothers?
hockey would be amazing.
Yeah. Was that Extreme?
Wasn't there a Smash Brothers game that had Brawl in it?
Super Smash Brothers Brawl, yes, there was.
Yeah, they threw the word brawl in there too. Yeah. I just seem like Super Fantasy Brawl, like it's like Rumble Slam or like Blood Bowl or
Well, it's like
what
when,
was-
remember when the
Street-
Super Nintendo first came out? Any game that came out just always had to have Super in the front of it.
It made alphabetizing those games a lot of fun.
Yeah.
well, a lot of them were the super version of the game. So there's that. Basket Brawl, if you
Bill
will.
Lambier's Combat Basket Brawl.
Basketball. It could have been anybody. It was a horrible game. It could have been anybody on there. Yeah, it was kind of a weird name. I like it. It's just it doesn't scream what it is to me. It's almost like it should be Super Fantasy Brawl, like WNBC.
Yeah, I don't think like the sports gamer fan would necessarily be into this.
Maybe.
It seems like it's a sports fantasy game, but it's not. It's
Well,
like a
there's-
MOBA, like it's a mobile-like game, like
Yeah, it totally.
Well,
is.
there's no sport, but you mentioned would they be into it? Obviously, it would be not a sports game.
yeah, maybe
Would they
Fantasy
like it?
Battle Arena or something.
Would they like it? They might because it's on a board. It's got a hexes. It's not war gamey. It's
It's
board
literally
gamey.
2 more movement options than you get out of Blitzball.
I think that's a good suggestion, making arena, because that
Yeah.
goes into that MOBA type feel a lot more than.
And then
Brawl.
you could have new arena packs that are a new map with different locations.
But we're not trying to fix the game. We're just judging it, right?
Yeah. No pun intended again.
Now, was there already Fantasy Brawl that we had to do a super version?
There was like an 8-bit version of Fantasy Brawl with with white metal miniatures, and they were low res.
They were like Reaper metal miniatures, and I'm glad they finally upgraded there. Are all of these? How are these models? Like, do you have to put them together, or they just come
No.
built?
No, one piece.
Cool. So no.
What's that? It reminds me of way that other game that you and Ryan like a lot. That is the same way.
God tier.
God tier.
Yeah. This has chunkier models though.
Yeah.
God tier can be spindlier.
This is God tier for people with sausage fingers.
Yeah.
Are these like are they that? I mean, I know it's the models are chunkier, but are they that style where a sword's going to be bent forever?
No.
They seem more rigid.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like
And there's only 3 models. So God tier, you've got your 3 heroes, and then you got your followers. This just has the 3 models. So
Could you realistically have these 3 models and that's all you use and still have fun?
yeah.
You probably get good at them.
Do the ones that come in the box sets, the main game and the expansions, are those made to be a team? Like, are they already built in with a good synergy there?
I think they're themed. I don't know if they have good combos or anything.
Yeah, they seem themed. Like the Force of Nature all had kind of a nature theme, but one was a little more defensive, one was a little more aggressive, and one.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not like you've got like 3 super aggressives all in one box. So
Anything else on the game we should cover?
the boxes that the expansions come in are super high quality boxes.
Good box.
Are they like
I did again what I could do with God tier. I said fuck it all and threw them all in a Ziploc bag and put it in the big box, and then got rid of the small expansion boxes. But these were like, I didn't want to throw them away. They were such good boxes, you know.
are they like the Ice and Fire boxes?
No, better than that.
Okay, I thought those were pretty good for $30 boxes, you know.
Yeah, but no, these had like, you actually had to pull it to actually get the sides to break apart. And yeah.
Something else we didn't mention, there's no dice.
Yeah, it's all cards.
Should have led with that, everybody.
That could be a game breaker for some.
Yeah, or a game changer.
Yep.
Biran. No dice, no shirt, no shoes, no dice.
Dice.
So it's fixed damage for all the attacks. Again, judgment, you know, if you like that. I know when Tony was playing God tier, he's like, because you've got the special abilities, you got that, then you got to roll the dice. And he's like, sometimes that can be swingy, and some people like that fixed damage. So
well, let's poll the group here. Would you like this game back? Assuming dice could be figured into the game like it was part of the design.
Like if you roll damage instead of you do 2 damage, you roll.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
I'm not saying you add dice to the game now. I mean, if it was part of the game design from the beginning, knowing what we know now, would you prefer dice or do you prefer no dice?
No dice in this game.
yeah, it just speeds it up.
Because you've played it though. I mean, in general, do you like the idea that there's fixed damage? Because you've played it, you know the right way to play. So I want you to take yourself out of the I know this game. You like it, like, oh shit, this is refreshing. I'm used to rolling dice and having chance be a part of this. Now there's not. Do you like that in general?
You already have enough
MOBA
chance.
style. Go ahead.
If you already have enough random chance with your card draw and your objective draw, I don't think adding randomized damage is a benefit.
And I think for the MOBA style games, I actually prefer the fixed damage, just so, because sometimes this attack's not going to kill the guy, so let's not even mess around with it. Whereas I think that helps build some strategies, like but if you do have a 1 in 20 chance of actually killing someone, you might try to do that, even though it's not the best thing to do. So
I would try to.
But for these style of games, I actually like the fixed damage.
Yeah, I'd say I like both, and it really depends on the style of game. I mean, one of the things that was really appealing to Malifaux when it came out was the card system, which kind of replicates dice in a way. It's not,
but you could manipulate your odds a little bit.
Yeah. So that was really cool when that came out. But like at this game, I think I'd rather play Super Fantasy Brawl without dice. It just felt cleaner, I guess.
Yeah.
I like, to your point, Mike, the idea of so you're saying there's a chance type scenarios. If I roll boom, 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 I can. This, you're never going to have that. Could be an inevitable loss, could be an inevitable victory, because you're just literally seeing the cards as they get played.
It's all about the cones.
It is. I will say this. I appreciate it as a change of pace. It also speeds the game up too. Rolling dice adds a lot of time. Nobody ever thinks about it, but it really does. Just rolling dice, counting things up, all the re-rolls, if there's that, or modifiers. You don't have any of that, so it feels like a card game at times.
And no chance of an asshole bringing a dice tower.
What about a cool guy bringing a dice tower?
They don't do that.
Yeah, that's cool guys.
Biran?
No.
You could also say no chance, because it does not exist.
Or the cool guy that brings dice tower immediately stops being cool. So
Mhm.
Oh, I would say if he owned a dice tower Xtreme, was he ever cool to begin with?
No.
I own a dice tower.
Oh no.
Yes. Case in motherfucking point. You ain't cool.
I want to bring a very complex dice tower, set it up, and just roll normally the entire.
Yeah, just never use it.
You know,
This is here as your punishment if you're an asshole.
Yeah.
Some of the 3D printed dice towers too are now ridiculous. There's like spiral staircase dice tower. I'm like, oh come on, like stop.
Still,
Yeah.
the greatest dice tower story is when Sarlo rolled a 36 die cube of dice for Kings of War in a dice tower, and they all came up just all stacked on each other.
He's like, that's what I was going for. I was cleaning our bathroom, and there was like a toothpaste, like toothbrush holder thing, and a soap dish, like a matching thing. And I was just like wiping them down, and I put one on top of the other. I'm gonna take a picture of it. Forgot. It looked like a dice tower because it had like the thing at the bottom, but the top was like upside down. It was like there's no hole. So the idea would have been, again, I'm telling you what this caption would have been of a non-existent picture. It was like the best ever dice tower, because you can't. There's no opening at the top, but the bottom had that mouth part that you're supposed to have. By the way, not everybody does that. They're like, "What is it?"
So
Next time, if I'm playing Sarlo and he whips out a dice tower, I'm gonna grab him by the scruff of his neck like a cat. So he'll scruff, it'll like all limp. I'll take him to the top of the stairwell and I'll say, "Roll your dice here."
well, your story about having the dice that came out stacked up, I hate that when it comes up like one in every 4 tournaments or something with Blood Bowl with my dice cup. I'll roll and they'll be on top of each other. Like,
You're not slamming them down aggressively enough.
You weren't badass enough. I say, Biran, grab anyone by the scruff.
Scruff
Okay.
them.
No Waffle House for you.
That should be our code word if we're playing some of the dice tower. Waffle
Bad.
House.
You're being bad. Super Fantasy Brawl. Shall we go around and give some ratings?
Yes.
Because it's been a while. I forgot how to do this. Would it be like, say, a number? Biran, I believe, puts it on the screen.
Yeah, it flashes and spins.
I mean, I could just ask, you have the file still, the fucking timeline, your template. Why don't you do that anymore?
Because getting them to line up to when the people give the scores means I have to actually watch the video and find the part.
Put them all at the end. Done. Throw
I
them
have
all-
creative control and I control my laziness.
Yeah, but you're not doing it though. So
It still
the-
requires effort.
So the control part of the creative is don't do creative.
Right.
That's fine. Technically, that's your right. If
And
you
it's kind of a
choose
bit
not-
now to say they're going to like, the Zlurpees are going to come out of our eyes, zoom in, and then create our score.
Oh, look up here for this link to this other video.
Yeah. Ciao.
What up there?
Link in the description below.
In the original Zlurpcast, we had all these fucking sound effects. and
You know what I
shit.
found? Almost 50% of the time, whenever I'm watching a video, they go link in the description below, and they do this little dance.
Yeah.
It's not fucking there.
Yeah.
They forgot.
Yeah, I think it's best in general when you're doing a video, just say what you need to say.
http://
W.
Oh shit! It's got an S. https://
How about you gave the URL before we started doing HTTPS. Then what do? This video is 15 years old. We don't fucking have it.
And I'll give them a link to, it'll be a link to a Facebook ad. So it'll be 500,000 characters long.
Those are the best. Like, hey, check this out. And like, I'll hit send and our chat. I'm like, shit.
And you don't know until it's too late.
You don't know. It's like, I should have went to fucking Bitly.
Yep.
Should do these guys a favor. Or also, who gives a fuck?
How does Bitly make money? Volume.
It's the only way. Just like, if you want change, want to make change?
Yeah.
Volume.
But they were able to give me two halfpenny.
We can do that.
They couldn't give you English American money, but I could.
It was a classic Jim Downey SNL skit right there. So we start with the most experience, probably Mike, since he has the premier, premium, whatever the fuck edition that don't bother looking for it. You can't buy it.
Yeah.
You can't get this. You can't get this.
I'm going to give it a 4.
Okay. D'Lo did get out of his cage though, Mike, and he did get.
I'm going to give it a 4. I discovered, again, I mentioned this during God Tier, that I really like these kind of MOBA style games, and happy that I actually get to play it after I bought it and sat in my basement for 2 years. So
Good score.
You get more affection from this game than you do from your cats.
well, that's a low bar.
Also, Mike didn't get the premium version of his cats either.
No, I got the.
You got to get the downloadable content for him.
He got the in the game store has like the consignment games or whatever in the corner.
Yeah.
They're held together with a rubber band.
Yeah. It's like, well, they're free to use too. I don't want a fucking used game. Fucking pieces are all like the like the tokens, they're all like coming
It
up.
smells like sour milk for some reason.
It's like fucking milk.
It's like milk.
So I'm gonna do a quick Google search of this game just to refresh my memory on the models. Super Dungeon Brawl? No.
Fantasy.
See, that's another one. I can't get the name right. I gotta see these models one more time.
It's like when I kept on doing Zepsit. I kept on doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Oh,
I saw something in the 90s. It was like build your 90s superhero team, and there was like this column 8, you roll a d20 and it was blood and strike and all that, and then you rolled the d20 over here.
Was it like we were so excited when Kill Team came out because we saw D10s and it was literally just to generate random names?
Yes. We're like, this game's going to be awesome because it's got a different mechanic. No.
Nope.
yeah, that Kill Team was a weird one. It didn't stick with anybody. Everyone's like, awesome. And then it was like, that's it.
Isn't there another box coming out soon?
I don't know.
I don't know. I thought I saw something for
I
it.
think that Sisters and Necron one flopped, but like this show predicted it would.
All of
You
my
maybe
Kill
watch-
Team scenery was donated to Todd.
Anyone watching this might say it didn't flop. It's alive and well.
They sold a lot of stuff. Well,
They sold so many albums.
Nickelback has sold quite a few albums, so thank you very much. Oh man, the taste of Kroger's dick. Anyway, it's
Do
salty.
you think there's other people in, like, say, the Blood Bowl community that have podcasts or they rip on like you guys?
I hope so.
We don't rip on anybody. We have jokes,
Fun like little jibes here and there.
jives.
That would imply that they actually watched this.
No, like they don't even know we exist either, but
Yeah.
they've played you guys in Blood Bowl and have
Yeah,
little
here
pictures
on-
for you.
There's no jibes, chives, jides, whatever, the chodes, whatever. None of that exists. These are just words.
Or nobody even knows you in the current Blood Bowl community because we're all dinosaurs.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'll tell you what, I'm kind of digging it. Secret identity.
When we finish 1, 2, and 3 in Chaos Cup, they'll fucking know who we are.
Yeah, that'll never happen.
Now, when you say 1, 2, and 3, do you mean 123rd?
No, just in our own bracket.
Oh,
Yeah.
Us 3, we're gonna finish 1, 2, and
Like our game is done first.
no, like at the end of the tournament, one of us will be 1, 2, and 3 in the Zlurpcast subsectional of Chaos Cup.
still have pull. Any chance of our own room for a Chaos Cup?
I don't think we have that much pull.
No.
We're dinosaurs.
Oh,
Mhm.
it's in multiple rooms. Take the smallest of those, and those are our 4 games, right? So, Mike,
Can we just engineer every game is just between us 3? One person watches while the other 2 play.
Just a thought, maybe paperclip a 5 to the roster when you give it to Jeff Bro. just a thought, a 5er from each of us.
Yeah,
So Mike has a 4. Biran, what's your rating?
I'm giving it a 3.5. And it gets the 0.5 boost because I won my game.
That's a good boost.
Because I only beat Mike in demo games.
Xtreme, have you considered buying this already?
I haven't considered buying it, but I'm going to give
Next instead of me. So
Oh.
I'm trying to see like where we are right now.
I'm going to give it a 3.5. If Mike brought this and busted it out, I would definitely play it and have fun. But I don't think I'm going to go out and buy it.
I'm very torn. I want to give it a 3.5. I'm still thinking about it because I'm probably not going to buy this game. But if you guys brought it, because you did, and we played it and we had fun, that should be a 3.5. Can I do 3.25, Biran?
Yes.
No.
Oh, now we care.
We've had this conversation.
Now there's integrity. Get the
First
fuck out
time
of
it
here.
ever happened because we've never allowed.
Your 3.25 will be rounded up to a 3.5. So you can say 3.25.
Extreme. Is your spreadsheet even up to date? If the answer is no, you can't say shit.
We haven't given us a rank.
Yes.
Wait, what?
Up to date for the last time we rated a game. Yes.
I was gonna say we haven't ranked a game in
Yeah, but he
forever.
was tracking all the episodes for a while, even the non-game ones. So he knows what he did or didn't do here. He knows. That's why he threw that little like, if you count only the games. And he did this. I'm going to give it 3.5. It's a really fun game, so I don't want to take that away from it. It might go down in a year.
They always do.
They always do. It might go up.
But not always.
I don't think
Blood Bowl went up.
For you.
Yeah.
Wait, when we redid our rankings, was Biran into Blood Bowl or did he do it right after?
he was into Blood Bowl or getting into Blood Bowl.
Getting into Blood Bowl, yeah.
He was into Dungeon Bowl.
So do you think it's going to go up more?
But
next
you know
year,
what?
I think?
You know what? I think I like regular Blood Bowl better than Dungeon Bowl.
Whoa.
You know why? Because of the fucking hallway clusterfuck. That's why.
Yeah, that is the big.
Dungeon Bowl on when the guys brought those big giant square Dungeon Bowl.
Yeah.
That is better than Blood Bowl.
You can easily Dungeon Bowl is a game for friends, and you know what you do with friends?
You have fun.
And you add house rules.
Yep.
You know what I say right now? Just fucking spitting shit out of my brain. When you're in that corridor, if the same model's in there for 3 turns in a row, guess what starts collapsing?
Yeah.
You know what would be really cool is playing Dungeon Bowl on the Hero Quest board.
Sure.
Because you have all those different rooms. You'd have to go into a different room to get to a portal or a treasure chest. That'd be
Build
kind
your own fucking boards, and if you don't like the corridor, don't do it.
How
Combine
about
2
Dungeon Bowl on a Mall Madness board?
Oh.
that. Oh, but so when you hit the button, the end zone changes.
Yeah. Oh shit. The end zone is in the cell phone store.
Right. The end zone is in the cell phone store.
You could go to the ATM to get money to buy star players.
Says
Oh.
grab a friend and get ice cream. Guess what else is at the ice cream shop? A treasure chest with ice cream.
And you have to open it with your war dancer.
Yep, with ice cream and bombs together. The perfect. So 3.5, 3.54, and 3.5. That's an aggregate rating of 3.625.
Something?
We'll say 3.5. Close enough.
Wait, Mike, I think for the cumulative, we actually use math.
Yeah, we do.
We do?
Yeah.
It'll be showing up right here, right now.
With that sound effect?
Yep.
The whoosh.
Yep.
So go pick up this game if you can find it or look online. And with Zlurpcast, this show, you should follow us. Social media, Zlurpcast, Discord as well. Discussion group on Facebook. Share the episode with your friends. We're almost at 300 subscribers. So Zlurp on that sub button. Look at that thing. Look at that thing on the end. Ill. Zlurp on it. Speaking of ill, this thing just popped up today, by the way. The fuck is this?
Did you rack it against something?
Is it completely flat?
It's flat. Is that good or bad?
I don't know, but I've had them popping up all over. I have like 3 on my arm.
So I always thought if it was raised, it's
Zlurpcast! Brought to you by McMurdy's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loathing it.